Hey everyone, how are you? Can you hear me okay? I think this is working. I think I've got this in good shape. Tell me if you guys can hear me. We already got everyone waiting in the room. And listen, I am sorry that my camera does this thing. We're trying to figure out why the autofocus is all screwed up, so I'm sorry if it's all like messy. Like I'm trying not to move so that it'll just focus on me. There we go. Like there's a position I can sit in and it'll like focus, but right now it's not. So I'm sorry. I did the best with what I have. It's good to see everyone. I want to give everyone a few minutes, our other friends, to come join us before we start the show here. How's everyone doing? Put in the comments. Let me hear how you guys are doing. Ella and I have been insanely busy, just crazy, 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 getting finishing up the Kickstarter rewards, and we've got this month the version 1, the finalized version of the RPG coming out. So we've been insanely busy with that and drawing like crazy. I mean, it's been so much, and we're just so excited for January. So um, I I'm looking forward to January certainly, and I cannot wait to get this party started with the story. You're stressed, Ruben? I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry. I think you are in good company. Everyone feels that way. And it's good to see my other friends here. We had some really cool commissions this last couple of weeks. Carl and Entity, I had a lot of fun doing your commissions. And Joe is next, and I've got a whole bunch of others lined up that I'm really excited to do. So it's gonna be fun. I am so you can't see it, but here on this hand, I've got a, like this is forming into like a blister here, and from drawing so much, and I am like I don't even feel it anymore. Like it's like it's become numb because I've been been drawing so much. And then we went to an anime convention on Saturday, Anime Frontier here in Fort Worth, and I'm falling to pieces because I don't know what happened to me. You know, like now my ankles hurt from walking around. Like what happened to me? I used to be like this, you know, paragon of, strength, and I'm like I walk an anime convention for like 4 hours and come back with like um ankles hurting. So I don't know, but that doesn't stop me from doing the art. That's what's important. So anyway, well, looks like we've got a good group of people here, and I wanted to wait for everyone to come in before I got too deep into things. You're right. Mal, I keep thinking about. I used to laugh about the drawing glove, but I think I'm at a point where I'm gonna have to do it. So I think we're getting there because it's all blistered up here now, But it's not my face, which is my meal ticket, right? um Anyway, well, it's good to see all of you guys here. We're gonna wait one more minute. I just want to make sure that all our Kickstarter backers could make it. Was anyone at Anime Frontier? Was anyone happening to be there at the event on Saturday? So what sucked about it was that it was raining and freezing. Okay, it was absolutely freezing on Saturday, and so when I went to the convention, um, I was soaked from like I had to park like 5 blocks away from the con, and when we got there, um, soaking wet, but we had such an awesome time. And I bought this. Oh, I don't know if you saw it on my story. I bought this. Look at this awesome deck. It like literally bought the first thing when I walked in the door. Look at this. Isn't that cool? This like gray 7th season Deku, which I was like, I'm the type, I'm like, let me shop, right? Let me look around before I buy. And then I saw this and I was like, okay, I got to do this. So he's joined my collection. I think I have like 7 Dekus. I need to stop. I kept telling myself I'd stop. Okay, we're 5 minutes in. So we're ready to go. It is great to see everyone tonight. Thank you all. We've got tonight. I want to talk to you guys about the Kickstarter rewards and the schedule for the manga, and I want to give all of you guys who've backed the Kickstarter an update where everything is. It's like insanely important that you guys know how seriously we take your backing and how seriously we take the project. And I thought it would be easier, instead of sending you these like long emails or whatever, is that we do these live streams to keep you updated. Um, I'm RC Helix. I'm the creator of Flux Destiny, and Flux Fantasy, the RPG. We've got Ella, who is in the chat here. She's my right hand woman, and she's the designer of the Flux Fantasy RPG mechanics, and a writer on the one shots and all the stuff, all that amazing stuff. She runs our community as well, and I can't do this without her. So she's in there. So you can say hi, and anything you guys need, you can get from her directly. Most of you, I would imagine, if you've backed Flux Destiny, you know a little bit about it. But just to let you know, just a quick overview. In the world of Flux Destiny, the power of Karmistry, which is our unique magic system that was developed for this story, lets you defy reality, turning the impossible into the possible. Those who master this art are superstars called escape artists, who earn their fame by balancing the thrill of their powers with the risk of something called payback, which is very literal in this world. And our world is deeply themed, which is the universe's dangerous reaction against those daring to disrupt the cosmic order. Ooh, right? So it's a very, very literal thing. If you go to the Flux Destiny website, there's actually a magic system, a guide, so you can learn more about Karmistry if you're new to the whole universe. The story itself unfolds in the nation of Fortuna, which is very much like the United States in the early 1990s. It's like in an alternate universe Earth, and which has been radically transformed by the magic of Karmistry. And here, everyday life blends with the extraordinary, turning Fortuna into this like theme park-like world where these incredible man-made realms called Flux Destinies allow escape artists to do anything they want within them, and they use Karmistry to do that. Our main story, which is the manga that starts this January, and which is what you are backing, starts in January and follows teenage best friends Hugo and Marco, who are both show raw talent in Karmistry, and who dream of being a escape artist. These dreams and their friendship are going to be tested when some unexpected twists in events forces them on the run from some pretty shadowy groups. And I'm not going to say any more beyond that because I don't want to spoil the story, but those of you who backed it know that this is an 18 novel volume series, and it has been planned out all the way through. So, we know exactly where the beginning, middle, and end is for it. My deepest thank you to all of you. I want to just remind everyone again who's been following, who's been a fan for some time with us. The one shot that we had, I share this a lot, you can see up in the graphic up here. The one shot that we started with to get Flux Destiny's manga series started hit number 2 in the up and coming on Webtoons, which was an amazing accomplishment that we were very proud of. And it was thanks to you guys who've been interested in and been backing the project. I don't have updated graphics for the Kickstarter, but thanks to you guys, we had blown way past what we had our goal. We wanted to do $7,500 and over a period of 30 days, and we hit that in the first 24 hours, thanks to you. And not only did we do that, we ended up with a grand total of about $12,000. I cannot express to you how deeply appreciative I am as an indie creator of your faith and belief in this project and what we're doing. I take it very seriously. This is something that I've been developing for some time, and having your faith and your backing of this means a lot to me. And many of you may be aspiring creators an artist, so you know how it feels to have people support your work. So deepest thank you to you guys. And again, that's why we're doing this, because we want to keep you up to date and to bring you on this adventure with us. So let's talk quickly about the release dates on this. I have a little graphic. Thanks to Ella, she's put this nice little quick little slideshow for us that I'm gonna put up on the screen. And what we'll do is I'll just share with you a couple of things. We're going to talk about the release dates. We're going to talk about the rewards, when those are going to be coming out. And we're going to be talking about, let me just look at my list here. Other benefits that we have in our universe that we hope you guys check out if you haven't already. I'm going to go ahead and start with those. Let me get this presentation up here on the screen. This is like 3 slides, so don't worry. Okay, so our sorry here. Okay, let me get, sorry, got to get my notes back up. I lost them when I did this. So the release date for Flux Destiny, the manga, is going to be January 8th for everyone who's on Patreon. And so you guys will be the first ones to see it. And I highly recommend that if you haven't checked out our Patreon yet, you should absolutely join. It's constantly being updated. We put all sorts of cool behind the scenes exclusive stuff there. They get to see firsthand what's going on in the universe and in the development before anyone else does. And they get first dibs on the comics when they come out. If you're interested, there's a little at the bottom, you can see on the screen, patreon.com/FluxDestiny. That should lead you right there. We have on the 15th is when Kickstarter backers will be seeing the comics. You'll have access through a special code that we'll be sending to you. And so it'll always be a week behind, and then the public sees it later in the month. So it's stair-stepped. Patreon always gets first access, Kickstarter a week later, and then we've got a public viewing. So you get it way before the rest of the public does. The digital, if you have any questions, I think this might be a little bit out of order, but I wanted to give you this. This is the contact information, and you should write this down. You can always DM us, but this screen right here that shows you the email address, fluxdestiny@herohelix.com. This is what where you can reach us if you have any questions about your rewards now or as this thing goes through, as we're delivering them. So be sure to write that down. These are the release dates that we were just talking about, the 8th and the 15th, and then the public gets them afterward. Be sure to subscribe to the Webtoon anyway if you haven't already, just because it helps us build the numbers up and build awareness for it. You can go to webtoons.fluxdestiny.com and it'll take you there directly. Once you've all the digital content, I already went over this, by the way. This is the Patreon benefits. If you join, you get the pages early access, you get exclusive live streams, which we do every week with our patrons, so be sure to check that out. And then you get all sorts of behind the scene content, and it's really cool. Trust me, it's worth it. And I think we've got a bunch of our patrons in here who will tell you about that. Let me go back here. Okay. So the way that you're going to be receiving your rewards is you're going to be getting them all at once. So we're going to be doing all the digital rewards at once. So depending on what tier you are at, you may be getting a signed poster, or you may be getting the cards, or all of the above. Those will be, the digital rewards will be delivered all at once in an email. And we decided it would be better if we did that, so that it'd be easier for you instead of getting like stuff piecemeal. So we're going to deliver it all at once. I've already started doing the signed posters and also the sketch requests that came with those posters. So some of you who got certain tiers got the poster with the sketch on it. and I've already done several of those. I think you're going to be really happy with them because I put a lot of care into those sketches, and I also put a lot of care into the message that I wrote into each one. So each one has a personalized message and a personalized sketch. So no one gets the same sketch. There's no like stamping. I'm not like doing one sketch and stamping it. No, I'm personalizing the message and and sketch for each one. Physically, the rewards that are physical rewards, like the t-shirts and the socks, those are going to be ordered this week, and they're going to take some time to be packaged and put together, but we're going to deliver those to you as soon as we can. Ella and I actually have a meeting this week to go over that and make sure that we've got all those things together. I'm super excited about that shirt. I even got a shirt. Ella's getting a shirt too. We back our own stuff, so we're gonna get that. If you have specialty rewards like a background character, now actually let me step back for a second. The next ones that I'm going to be talking about are the really like the upper level tiers that are really important, like custom kind of stuff, and they take a little more nuance around them. For example, if you're getting a background character in the manga, if you're getting your OC or your Copic marker piece that I'm going to illustrate for you, those are going to take some time to produce. If you are receiving those rewards, Ella has already reached out to you, and you should be in communication with her about that. Those obviously take a little bit of time. Like for example, the background characters, if you've taken advantage of the tier that allows your OC to show up in the Flux Destiny manga, there's a bit of a process that goes with that. You know, like who's your character? We need to understand a bit about it, and to canonize the character within the universe, we also need to make sure that it matches. You know, like you know, if they happen to show up at Wolfgang Academy, where the second act of the first volume takes place, as a student, for example, we want to make sure that, okay, well, what's their karma specialty, et cetera, so they actually make sense fitting in the world. So be sure to talk directly with Ella. She's here in the chat, so you can see her there. You can hit her up at fluxdestiny@herohelix.com. That's our studio email for this, and she can connect with you. If there's anyone who hasn't heard from her, be sure to put in the comments, hey, I haven't heard from you, because she's watching now, so she'll catch up with you now while we're live, so we can actually take care of that for you while we're talking. Other things like, for example, if you got the highest tiers got a Copic marker commission from me, where I will design your character and do the a Copic marker piece, a physical piece that I will complete and mail out to you, and I'll that is also its own process. So Ella has already reached out to you, and will be coordinating with you on those as well. Obviously, I'm one human being and I'm one artist, so for me to do all these takes a little bit of time. So yeah, you know, I appreciate your patience as I'm trying to fulfill all these while also illustrating the manga as we go through. Another really important thing about that, if your character is a background character in the series, we want to place characters in the background of the manga in very carefully. And what I mean by that is that we're not going to just throw characters in. What we're going to do is we have chosen specific scenes in the story that make sense, you know, and some will have, you know, you might be in a hallway scene, you might be in a, you know, where you'll be featured prominently, have your character featured. So we are carefully doing that. It's not just, oh, we're going to throw this tiny little drawing in the background. We want to make sure that if you've gotten that you can see your character and they're prominently featured in the first volume of the story. Let me see here. What else we got? So that's the big part. Ella, she's in the chat or in what do you call it? Slack. Ella, you can hit me up if I'm missing anything from those. But those are the big things. So you're going to be getting all the digital pieces at once. We're already working on that. The webcomic, the web manga begins in January, And if you are Kickstarter, you are going to be getting it the week after Patreon members. So I highly recommend you guys joining the Patreon as well. So we've got some other cool things and we're going to do some Q&A. If you have any questions, I will try to answer them for you here on the live. We've got some other awesome benefits of our Patreon that I want to share with you about and in our community. We've got an awesome merch program that we've started, so you can buy these awesome shirts. One of my shirts was supposed to arrive today. It didn't arrive today, so which kind of sucked. I haven't seen it yet, and I wanted you guys to see it. I know several of the fans here have bought the shirts. You can go to or we have an awesome print store. If you go to, you can see it at the bottom. Actually, I need to update that. You can get to the link faster if you go to prints.fluxdestiny.com. That'll take you to our print shop where you can buy all sorts of awesome, prints from some of my, most famous works of Flux Destiny. You can check that out in there. We're updating that on a regular basis. You can also check out the Flux Fantasy RPG, and at the bottom of the screen you can see the link to the RPG core rulebook. If you buy it now, you're gonna get it's gonna be updating in by the end of this month, and we're gonna do a big launch for the version 1 in January. So we're really, really excited about that. And we're going to be bringing back game nights. And the game nights were really fun. We were doing some awesome game nights. Like, we host official game nights on here. Ella is an amazing game master, and we've got some other game masters who are going to be joining us, who've joined the team. And there's going to be a page you can go to sign up for game nights and play Flux Fantasy. It was so important for me to finish that first before we had gotten into the story, because it serves as a really great primer for the universe. If you're not familiar with Flux Destiny, it's if you want to learn a lot about it, get the core rulebook. And actually, in certain tiers of the Flux Destiny Patreon, you get the core rulebook for free. I think it's like our $10 tier. You get the core rulebook. The 10 and 15, you get those for free. So I would highly recommend you guys check those out, because it's like a master class in learning everything about the universe. And we've got some awesome folks in here who are part of the Patreon that I know will vouch for how deep it is. And I think a lot of you, I know some of our Kickstarter backers have, there are many of you who don't know what, you just came into this not being part of our active community. And just on the concept alone, what you're going to be so surprised and pleased to find out is how insanely deep this universe already is prior to the mainline story coming out. I spent so many years putting together and developing the foundation of the universe, from building the magic system of Karmistry to designing the world itself and the individual countries, to Fortuna, which is the main country that the main story takes place in. I mean, it's like granular level design. And so if you are someone who loves lore and universe building, you are going to really dig the core rulebook, because the first half of it is like 70, 80 pages of just lore on there. So I highly recommend you check that out. Some of you who are on certain Patreon, Kickstarter tiers actually get the core rulebook as part of your, I think it's the RPG tier that you're going to be getting it anyway. So if you bought that tier, there's no reason to buy the book. You'll definitely get it as part of that. If you have any questions, Ella can certainly help answer that. I was so excited to spend that much time, getting to this moment where we are finally delivering this story is incredibly powerful moment, because I wanted to take all this time and care to create this universe and to write this complex story that felt purposeful all the way through. I talk about that a lot in a lot of my talks about the need for things to feel intentional and purposeful. And you're going to see that in everything that you read and look at for Flux Destiny. So when you read the core rulebook, when you read the manga, I can even tell you that even the one shot that we did on Webtoon, the last page has some connections to the whole story. So we have been very like we insert little like hints that one day you're going to look back and go, oh wow, I didn't notice that, I didn't see that. And the only way we could do that effectively was to spend a lot of time planning the whole series and the universe so that everything connected. It was, I have tried to take every lesson I've learned in my years of working in the animation and film industry and producing anime and TV shows myself to say, okay, if I had the opportunity to do this, how could I do it the best way possible? And this is how I did it. And it took a long road to get here. And I have, excuse me, I have some of my fans on here have been with me from the very start, have been from me when I was first starting all this. And I would tell them, it's coming, it's going to be a while, it's coming. And like, I know Mark is in here. Mark is in here and has been had always asking, when's it coming? I kept saying, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. We're finally here. And January is the date. January 2025 is the year of Flux Destiny. And I am so, so excited to bring you guys along with me on the ride. Some other things that you get as part of Patreon is that we also have stories. There are also like ancillary stories that take place in the universe. One that's wrapping up not this week, next week, is the Champions League story that takes place in Fortuna and covers follows the story of Firefly, who is an ink fighter in this universe. And if you don't know what an ink fighter is, you will learn very quickly what they are. So be sure to check out those stories as well. I think that's about all the stuff. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I hope that if you've joined our Patreon, or if you are in Kickstarter and you haven't been in our Discord server yet, hit Ella up because, and by the way, Ella is the mastermind behind those stories. She writes the stories on Patreon. She does a phenomenal job with those, and she helps really flesh out the universe and expand it more. And so she's an insanely talented writer, and I just having someone who like understands the Flux Destiny universe at such a nuanced level is, I'm insanely lucky, and you guys are too, because you get to experience the story. I think that's about it. I wanted to give you that. We will continue to update you guys as we go through the Kickstarter. We're going to get all those rewards, the main the digital and physical rewards to you on the schedule that I was telling you about earlier in the show. Anytime you guys have questions, we're here. You can DM us. Best thing to do is remember hit us up at fluxdestiny@herohelix.com. Ella can drop that in the chat again. You should definitely be checking your email because she's already reached out. So if you have not heard from us and you're a backer, be sure to let us know here, or to email us, because we want to make sure you get your rewards, especially if you've got custom rewards like the OC feature, or the a background character, those kind of things. We want to make sure that you're under control. So any other questions that you guys have? These two guys right here, Marco and Hugo, are very excited to start their story on January 8th. A lot of you who may have been familiar with them from watching the updates and the concept art on Twitter and on Instagram will be able to see everything. Like, it's finally happening. I also want to encourage you to join our other socials if you haven't already. If you go to, you can see it at the bottom, links.fluxdestiny.com. you can go check it out. By the way, when all else fails, if you don't know exactly where we are, do just go to something.fluxdestiny.com will take you there. If you do instagram.fluxdestiny.com, it'll take you to Instagram. If you go to youtube.fluxdestiny.com, it'll take you to YouTube. So I've tried to set it up in a way that you guys will be able to easily find anything you need from it, from our universe. So be sure to follow all our socials. Join our Patreon. We'd love to have you in the Discord. We have a really awesome Discord community. I'm always bragging about it. And no, don't cry. Don't cry, because I'm going to start crying, Katie. Don't you cry. You guys are making me cry. You got to stop. I can't. And thank you to all of you who've sent me. I have received so many notes and messages over the course of this period that has been really heartwarming and encouraging. It's a very difficult thing to be an independent creator. I know there's a bunch of you guys in the audience, so you can empathize. It is a very difficult journey to do that, but having the support of fans like you makes it possible and makes it worthwhile. And knowing that Flux Destiny has touched your lives in different ways, and the characters or the messages resonate with you, means a lot to me. And I hope with the RPG, with you guys who are joining the RPG, that you get to make new friends, you get to actually live in the universe. That was one of the reasons why we designed Flux Fantasy the way we did, was that we wanted you to be able to follow the Flux Destiny story and actually create OCs and explore the world of Flux Destiny in the same universe that the main characters go in. So we take an insane amount of care. Like, it's funny because Ella and I have been working on the Wolfgang Academy is where the Karmistry school that Marco and Hugo go to. We have been working on the map of what Wolfgang looks like for months. Like, it has been months of this, like details of every building and where everything goes, because we want, when I do the manga, when I'm drawing pages, I want you to be able to imagine that when you're playing the RPG, that you're in that same space. It's not kind of this hybrid. Even the rules of how Karmistry works, or the society in which the story takes place, apply in the RPG. It's almost like a 95% crossover between the two. So I'm really excited about you guys who haven't experienced that yet to check that out. Outside of that, if there's any other questions, I'm watching the comments here. Ella's watching them too. I'm happy to answer anything that you guys have. Right, and then there's the Flux Fantasy tie-in, right? And there's a certain tiers of the RPG gets the Flux Fantasy one-shot, which is an extra game that goes along with the RPG, and it's the only one featuring Hugo and Marco where you can actually go on this particular story with them and take your characters and interact with them. We had to work for a long time to find the right place where it would canonically work, because we didn't want to just throw it out there. Everything we do is so intentional that even the RPG featuring Marco and Hugo had to make sense. You had to do it during a certain period of time in their life that would not interrupt other canon events in the story. So I am really, really, really excited for you guys to see that. Ella's been doing this really bang-up job on this tie-in story that you guys will get to play, especially with the advanced mechanics that are coming out with the RPG. We have a lot of other things planned with the RPG as well. We've got character expansion packs, more maps that we're working on. We're going to be releasing the world map pretty soon. We've been working on that. so you guys can build even more convincing and rich OCs in this universe. So I am so excited about that. Okay, let me take a breath. I've been talking nonstop. I'm usually better paced than this, but I got so excited for us to be able to sit and talk about this that I got a little like it's been nonstop. So take a breath. I'll give a second to see if there's any questions in the chat with that. But I hope that my passion is coming through for this and excitement about this. Ella, if there's anything else, do you want to Ella, is there anything else? You hit me up. Let me know if there's anything that I'm missing. So we got a question about how can you guys support us more? Again, check out the Patreon. I'll always be dropping that. I'm sure. Here we go. You can see the links below. Patreon.com/FluxDestiny. That will take you there. We've got all these different tiers, everywhere from free. Obviously, that doesn't support us, but if you get into the free tier, there are some things you get. But there's free tiers, and we've got a Discord access tier, which is like just $1 if you just want to get into our Discord server and get a few other, all the way up to $15 a month. I want to encourage you to also, another way you can support us is you can commission me if you want your OCs designed, or you have characters you want drawn, whatever it may be. Ella will drop the here. I'll drop it because it's kind of a weird link. I need to actually do art.rc. So I just put it in the chat. That will take you to the commission site. Oh, she put the longer version in there. You can check that out as well. So commissions, definitely, if you want to commission me, go for it. I'm going to be opening up more like cheaper commissions that are like sketch commissions are going to be starting tomorrow. And so if you want just quick sketches, we're going to be opening those up, and those are going to be on a daily basis, and they're going to be delivered within 24 hours. So I've got this like quick commission turnaround for the quick sketches. So lots going on. So you can do that. You can buy prints if you go to the print store, prints.fluxdestiny.com. That'll take you to the print store. Our merch, if you go to merch.fluxdestiny.com, there's some additional stuff that you can buy there as well. So those are the main ways that you guys can continue to support us. You can also support us in other ways, like bringing your friends into this universe. Like we've had so many new people come in thanks to people who are already fans introducing Flux Destiny to their friends. The RPG, the Flux Fantasy RPG, was such a great way for that to happen naturally, because we would bring people in on game nights. We'd have these awesome game nights, and I'm so excited for those to start back up. And not only are they going to start back up, they are going to increase in number as we start bringing in other GMs to do specific games, like their own games. There's going to be official games that you can play. A lot of people have had a lot of fun playing the tutorial game, which Ella did a super fun job with. She's got a way of writing and doing these and running the RPGs in a way that just like, it makes you smile. It's like you need an escape from this like horror show that we're living in this universe right now. Flux Destiny will give that to you. So definitely recommend you do that and encourage your friends. Join the socials. That also helps us too. Share the posts. If I post something on Twitter or on Instagram, share it on your stories, or share, retweet it. That always helps us a lot. There's all sorts of little ways that you can make that happen. My grand goal is to eventually bring on some other artists to assist me in releasing the pages faster. If I can, once we get to certain levels, we're going to be bringing in other artists to be my assistants so that I can churn out these pages faster, because my goal is, with 18 volumes, each about 200 something a book, that's a lot, right? And with an assistant, I can get it done my goal is to get 2 volumes out a year. And if you're on Patreon or one of the Kickstarter backers, you're seeing those as they're released, right? So you're not waiting for the book to be finished. You're seeing the pages as they're coming out. So we're pretty excited about that. So commissions, art.rchelix.com. Ella can share that again. You can definitely check that out. You know, don't be afraid to DM us either. You can totally hit me up in the DMs of Instagram or Twitter. I highly recommend that you go check out our Discord server. If you are a Kickstarter backer or a Patreon member, you get those access as part of what you do. Ella can help you get in there if you're not already in. We send out some updates, and we want to make sure you're all in there because we have like over 300 something people in the Discord server, and it's a really awesome community. And we talk everything from Flux Destiny to anime and video games to what have you. So we have a really tight-knit community in here that I'm insanely proud of because I wanted to create a universe and a fandom that you were proud to be part of, right? We're kind of sorely missing those nowadays, and I wanted to create something that was, you know, a place that you can escape to and have fun, and also share off your own creative skills in storytelling and design. We love fan art. We post it all the time. Really awesome fan art we will share on our socials. We've got one of our most prolific fan artists here, Jacoby, who has been doing like the most amazing fan art for years. We've got Liv in here as well. She's one of our other prolific fan artists. It's always awesome because what I love about Jacoby's fan art, for example, is that he goes out of the way to show off the universe, different elements of it, like how does karmistry work? Creating different OCs. He's got these awesome OCs who are ink fighters and escape artists. And if you know anything about the Flux Destiny lore, those are like opposing forces, right? So you should definitely check that out. So we love featuring those. Another cool thing about being inside the Discord community is that Ella and our other lore leaders, so we've got a group of lore leaders in the community, will help you answer questions about, you know, your character, help you design OCs for your Flux Fantasy campaigns. It's pretty awesome. Like, it's like, and all that comes as being part of it. What I love about that is that it's like there's no judgment, right? You can come in, you don't have to know anything. No one is going to judge you like if you're coming in brand new. We are, as you can tell from me not being able to like stop talking for the past 45 minutes where I've just been talking straight, we are insanely passionate about building these fictional universes. And we will gladly dump lore on you. So we've got Mal, who's in here. He's one of our lore leaders. He's amazing. He knows Flux Destiny in and out. So he'll answer all sorts of questions for you. There's also a channel in there called the Ask Questions, Ask the Lore Questions. I forget exactly the name of the channel, but it's got a little red mailbox. By the way, I am insanely proud of the emoji choices on our Discord server because we got like each channel has an emoji, and so it's like super cute and super fun. And I chose a lot of those, and so I'm super proud of myself. But if you go to the one that has the little red mailbox, there you can go and ask questions, anything you want. The official answers are then posted into a special forum that we have that categorizes all the lore questions so that you can go there and find answers to really obscure stuff. What I think is a lot of fun about that process of like interacting with fans this way is that sometimes they'll ask questions about things that I hadn't thought of, and that I'm like, oh, I don't have an answer to that, but I need a minute to think about it, right? And so I will go and think about it and come back with a canon answer that affects the universe and affects gameplay. And so I take those things incredibly seriously when I do it, and the fans in here will tell you that, you know, there are moments where they'll ask a question and I'll be like, "Oh man, I gotta sit down for a minute and I gotta go process this." And sometimes the questions are so consequential that I have to go and talk with Ella too. I'll have to sit and go, if we make this decision, this is the impact it's going to have on the rest of the story. And it's also going to affect the storytelling that I do in the main series. That's how serious we take all this. That's how serious, it's like we're historians, like in reverse, you know, like we want to make sure that everything is like carefully taken care of. That's honestly it for this. You know, I hope that that answers all your questions, anything you guys have. We are here for you. You as our backers and our fans, whether you backed us on Kickstarter, Patreon, or both, my deepest thank yous again for that. We are here to answer your questions. Be sure to send your, if you haven't heard from us, Ella has reached out to everyone who was on Kickstarter. If you haven't, for some reason, received the email or communication from us, message us at fluxdestiny@herohelix.com, DM us on our socials, send smoke signals, whatever you got to do. We want to make sure that we're in connection with you. It has been really my honor to have all of you be part of this important launching point for this universe. It is a deep, sincere honor to have you all of it. It's almost like you're all founding fathers and mothers out there, right? So this is your like founding moment. So I'm so excited to bring you along on this journey. It is going to be more than you could possibly think of, because there are so many stacks of you know, I showed in a previous stream how much development went into all this, that it's about to just all come out now. So I'm excited to have you as part of the adventure. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining me on a Monday evening. I hope you guys had a great Monday and that you have a great week. I will see you guys on Patreon. Our exclusive live stream this week is on Thursday, so I'm really excited to hang out with you guys. And we'll see you on social. Thank you guys so much. Good night.